And today we are talking about chasing your dreams. Are you a dream chaser? And on the couch with me today, I have Nikki Dollar,
Hey everybody.
Coach Keish, and the Perla Celeste Styles.
Hi.
All right, ladies. So, of course, all of us have our own separate dreams, and we have a collection all together. So, just put it out there. Nikki, what is your number one dream? The one thing that you have been putting effort into?
Oh wow.
Effort into.
I put effort into a lot of stuff. So, well, this brand, having a life partner, being married is another dream. I had a dream of being a mother, having a child. I'm not putting effort into that.
I think she is.
And really, yeah, those are the three things. And it's so funny because those are like one of my dreams, not even most of my dreams, even just being, like I feel like I'm supposed to be like really well off. Like I just really.
I mean, with those nails like that, and just like saying like that, I mean, I can really see.
I
it.
like really feel like that. So, and I think God wants me to be well off. I really think He does. I know sometimes His dreams not our dreams, but I really think that's His dream for me. You know.
Definitely.
So, it's been difficult. I don't say it's been difficult, but because we started this brand, we weren't young whippersnappers. So sometimes
She
it does.
wasn't, right?
Oh wow. Yo,
Really?
well, go on, Karen.
But sometimes it just feels like, because we started late in the game, that, sometimes it feels like, oh, this person is here, we're not there.
Right.
But I've come to appreciate this is my journey. However, where I'm supposed to be in it is good for me.
Okay.
So I don't ever bring that back. I don't ever think it's too late for anybody to start anything. I mean, you have 90-year-olds graduating college because that's what they wanted to do. So I don't ever think it's too late when you realize what it is and you just need to start.
Agreed. Perla?
Okay. So, I mean, I don't know. This question is a little confusing. I mean, I don't know. Because, so, out of high school, let's say, I'm gonna take it back.
Okay.
I wanted to be a teacher. And I took a little, como se llama esto, Dios mío, like a course. And I taught like little kids, little preschoolers at a daycare. So and I wanted to teach little kids, you know what I'm saying? So taking that course and going to that daycare and seeing how bad these little kids were, there's some dreams that really, you know what I'm saying? You realize that it's not for you,
How old were your kids? Which class?
They were little. They were like 3, 4,
Okay.
3, 4, like that. It was a preschool,
Yeah.
so they were about that age. And this one little girl, she was bad. This little girl was like Dennis the Menace.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
That's, you guys are not gonna understand the distance, and I'm not good with distances. So the point is, the back of the daycare thing had like a park, and in the front, the little kid went through 2 double doors and exited the park area without not only me noticing, a couple of other people that were in the yard too. So but she was my kid, and so I was never called back. But I'm like, on Dennis the Menace, like you can't base it on that little girl. She was bad, But so anyway, that was that sort of dream. I think my father was a lawyer, so I always kind of was attracted to that. I thought about paralegal. Maybe that's why all I watch is crime stories. I think I'm gonna solve something one day. That one I never really pursued it. But I think that throughout the years, you kind of realize some things are maybe not for you. You know, I always wanted to model, and I've done that. You know, talking about like one of our old segments and how our parents, you know, defer our dreams. I'm 15, I think. And I remember telling my mom, oh, you know, I wanted to model, whatever, you know, I wanted to model. She's like, oh, but you're, you know, like, you need to lose weight for that. You know, so imagine, you know, you talk about if, you know, what these kids have now, if it would have been our era, you know, if we're the 20-year-olds of this era, I mean, please, I would have been doing it. You know, if we had the opportunity that these kids have now, you know, whatever's gonna happen even for my kid, whatever that's gonna look like. But you know, there's some goals and some things that I always wanted to do, and I think I've achieved some of them, and realize that some aren't for me. But currently, really, I want to start. Okay, so am I gonna fit into my 14-16 jeans that are still in storage? That's is it a goal?
Yeah.
Is it a journey? I don't know. Is that one that's like, you know, 43 now? What does that look like? After these arms are like a little big, and what is that gonna look like? So, but no, I do want to start like a weight loss journey, and I feel like, you know, we're the Curve. You know, we speak for the plus size woman, and I feel like, are they gonna be like, you know, oh, so you want to lose weight? I mean, it's this thing where it's like, God forbid we want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. I don't want to be this big that I am right now. I'm not that comfortable. My knees hurt, my back hurts, everything hurts. And I want to be able to move a little quicker and do things a little faster. Maybe not 14, 16, 12, 14, but, you know, maybe 18, 20, something. Something has to happen, because it cannot be this. So, yeah, so that's probably my new sort of goal into healthier, definitely movement. I did yoga for a long time. Yoga is really awesome for your body. So it's kind of that, you know, it's in a weight loss for me currently.
Nikki over here with the hotline.
You see this? Maybe what dream people is calling.
Right.
The dreams are calling?
That's my daddy.
All right, Coach, what is your ultimate dream?
My ultimate dream is kind of in two parts. Number one is moving beyond my fears. You know, the finishing of the book was big for me because it took me so long to even get there. Now I have a fear of what happens when I release the book and people get a chance to critique it, and maybe all of the feedback isn't positive.
Right.
So one of my dreams is to be able to kind of live out loud and not really worry about the feedback that isn't always positive, because you're going to have your naysayers no matter what you're doing.
Right.
So that's and I want to put more effort into that. And the part two to that is being that living, breathing example to other women, to my granddaughter, to say that, yeah, when I was a kid, there was limitations, invisible lines drawn around who you could be and what you could do and how loud your voice could even project, and how the perception of the rest of the world defined your value. And I want to be that living, breathing example to her and to other young women, and even women my own age, to say, screw that. Like, you can absolutely be whomever, whatever, however, wherever you want to be if you're willing to do the work.
Okay. She's changing the world. I like it. So for me, one of my goals is already accomplished. I wanted to be pregnant. And it's really serious. This had to have been like a childhood want, and that's really weird, I'm sure, when I am a girl. But I just wanted to, and it may stem also from a doctor just telling me I couldn't do it. It's like, no, but I can. So I wanted to have a baby, and I did. I was pregnant for a whole 9 months. I did not make it to the 10 months. No, it was 40 weeks of 10. I did. I grew a whole person inside of me, and it was the most amazing time. It it really was the most amazing time. But my ultimate goal, which I keep telling I keep telling myself that it will happen, it will happen. I want to be an actress. I want to be an actress. I want to be a film actress. I want to be on somebody's TV show. I want to be on somebody's movie. You know, that is ultimately what I want. And for a while, I was telling myself, like, because I was so obsessed with Disney Channel, you know, I was kind of telling myself, like, if I'm not getting it now, it's never going to happen. But then I think about actors who just came onto the scene, like,
Late in your life.
yeah, like you're like older than me, and this is your first movie. So if that can happen for you, then it can happen for me. And I just have to stop being so afraid of, you know, the naysayers and the no's, because many an actor or actress have gotten a no, or 7, or 12. So it's okay if they say no. It's fine if I wasn't right for that role. There's another role that's there for me. So it's gonna be my ultimate goal. That's what I want to accomplish, and I don't care how long it takes me to accomplish it. I'm definitely going to accomplish that. So that's the number one dream. But when we you know brought up this dream tracers, I kind of even took it outside of the box of just like the things that you said, like you want to have a life partner and you want to, you know, you want a child, you know, different things like that. Like when you brought it up, I really saw how broad that could be versus just on what you want as a career. Because sometimes when people think of the terminology dream chaser, you're chasing like something that's only a thought. Like, oh, I want to be an athlete, or I want to be, you know, a big time rapper or actress or whatever. You know, those are the things that people put in that category versus just, you know, I want to own a Jaguar. That's a dream. Like, I don't want to own a Jaguar, but I'm saying like that could be a dream. So when you look at Nikki, when you look at wanting to have a life partner, like at this age, at this stage, you know, and I'm saying that because, you know, some people would be like, girl, you done lived your life. I mean, what you trying to still do that for? Just do you good right now, right? Like you good. So what you trying to bring somebody else in there for? You know, like why is that still a goal for you at your age right now?
Well, it's always been a goal. You know, I've never ever not wanted to be married. I never ever not wanted to have a family. That's always been my goal. Been a goal of mine. And I don't want to say it's just, for me it's just natural. It's natural to, I can't knock anybody else, but I don't want to be alone for the rest of my life.
Right.
Some people, it's okay. No, it's not okay with me. I want to be able to travel the world with somebody. I don't want to go by myself.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I can go with my girlfriend, but I don't personally want to be my girlfriend all the time.
Right.
You know, I want that person who's my lover, my confidant, my friend, and we are going to grow old together.
Got it.
You know, your friends have a life. You can't be with them 24/7. Even though I can't be with my partner 24/7, but my partner is here. We're creating a life. We live together. We sleep in the same bed. You know, we share.
Someone's offended over here.
What's offended?
Girl, get out your feelings, okay? Because you whole entire married with a whole entire life partner. So if Nikki wanted a life
you just wanted me
partner,
to live with you and us sleep in the same bed, friend.
It's not the
Could have
same
done
thing.
that. Could have did that.
It's not the
We could have went on a
same
cruise
thing.
together, friend.
No,
It's not
It's not the
nothing.
same thing.
It's
No.
nothing. You could send him over there to sleep with her. And
It's like, oh.
do that.
And for a child, I always felt like, you know, that's my legacy. Like, I even though I have things and I'm doing things, we have this brand, I have other people, but I don't have that bloodline.
yeah.
Like, when I leave here, I want my bloodline to still go on.
Got it.
So that's one of the reasons. I'm a woman, so I'm a nurturer. So yes, I want to do that.
I got it, and I like that. And I think that's a good place for us to take a break. Make sure you guys subscribe so you can get your notifications for when we post new content, and we'll be back in 2 and 2.
Hey, Nikita Monique here, and you are watching the Curve Unplugged.
Welcome back to the Curve Unplugged, and today we are talking about dream chasers. So while we were on break, we got into a really heated conversation about dreams that just cannot be achieved. And so, Coach, Coach, are you in agreement with the 77-year-old getting pregnant?
I am, absolutely.
Like, that's what's up.
I'm absolutely okay with whenever and however you decide to bring a life into the world, if it is in your timing. Because I feel like we have decided that there are so many limitations on when something has to happen. Because realistically, the Curve Unplugged should not exist because we're not millennials. Like, Nikki and I are not in that millennial age group, neither is Perla actually, that we should have been even dreaming to do this right now. I feel like all the limitations we set on our lives is kind of like testing even your ability to have faith. Because doesn't our faith say you walk by faith and not by sight? So you're not putting limits on when something can actually happen in your world. You just keep moving and believing God for what he has for you. And that may not come at the most convenient time. Look how many people went to college, got the degree, bought the house, saved the money, set up the nursery perfectly to find out that they would never be parents.
Okay.
And then you get mad because the girl in the projects has 10 kids, she just popping them out left, right, and sideways, and now here you are in your 40s with all these accolades and no legacy to leave it to. So why do we say to women that there is a limit to when and where you can create life, when and where you can build a dream and make it a reality, when and where you can just flip the switch and start truly living your life?
Well, when it comes down to like bringing life, I do feel like there should be a limitation on it, because there's a point where you, like Nikki was saying, you can no longer give that life more quality, because we cannot say that's the ultimate. The ultimate is that we gonna be gone. So at 70 years old to bring a life, unless I have somebody that I know I can give that child to, okay, boom, I got my dream. Okay, God, you can take me. Boom, I did what I wanted to do. You could take me. Now I can give this child to my cousin, or my niece's niece, or something like that. So that
That should be
child
figured out though.
Yeah, that would be the only way I would be like, okay, cool with that.
I know 70-year-olds who still running marathons. Like, we see women in their 70s still in the gym. Like, I haven't done a pull-up in my life. I don't know if any of you have been able to do it.
But that's not the average. There are women. That's not the average.
But the average 70-year-old isn't going to get pregnant either.
They're not.
So at 70, you get pregnant.
The ones that's in the gym ain't trying to get pregnant.
No, they're not. But what I'm saying is the average, when we're talking about the averages, the average plus size woman isn't doing this. The average plus size woman has been told, well, you need to lose weight before you even have a baby. You need to this, that, and the third. But it's happening. Right. So I feel like when it's your time for something, it's your time. Be prepared for what comes to you. You can't prepare for every possible contingency, but we can set ourselves in a place, even mentally and spiritually, to be ready for what comes next. And if so happen you're not at the ideal age, we may not have to go as deep as 70, but you're reaching 50, and this is your first pregnancy. Are you saying you get rid of the child because now I'm 50 years old, by the time this child is 15, I'm gonna be 65, I don't deserve to be his mom?
No, not at that age. At that age,
but I do think there's, in my opinion, I think it should be an age limit.
Okay, go ahead.
I think it should. I'm falling apart. I think it should be
there
an age limit.
There is an age limit medically.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't agree with everything medically because I do believe in God's timing, but I do think that there is, for me, just a certain quality I want to give to this child. Like, if I can't get around and I know, hey, I can't take this child to the park, I can't take them to to
Even
move
the
the
little
park,
wheelchair.
going to vacations, because I do want to give my child at least some of the things I did. We went on vacations every year. We did family things. We ran in the park and had fun. I don't want to be 65, 70, and I'm like, I wish I could play with you. I wish I could take you here, but I can't do those things because then I personally wouldn't feel like my child is getting everything that I could give them. Besides me saying, hey, you know what? And that's a good idea. If it happens when I'm 70, who do I entrust with this gift?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's crazy to me is I had my first child at 20.
Too young.
And at 20, I was very young to be having a baby. I got pregnant at 19. I had my oldest son at 20. At 20, I said to myself, who could raise my son if something happened to me? And she's the person I thought of. Because again, life happens. It's not about your age per se. There are mothers in wheelchairs that are in their 30s, 20s. Things happen that prevent you from being able to do certain things. But when I look at my children, I realize the quality that I've given them is my presence in their life. No, maybe we didn't go on a vacation every year. And maybe there's some things I didn't get to do with them. But my presence in their life has solidified the bond that we have as mother to son. And all those other things fade in the wind. Because you're going to forget Disney World faster than you're going to forget the time that your mother gave you. I've dealt with dying patients where they had parents who sent them away to boarding school. And I called two boys and said, your mom, we need you to come because she only has a few hours. And they refused to come and said, I don't even know her. She sent us to boarding school. She gave us things, but we don't know her.
Yeah.
Call us when she's gone. So I feel like when it comes down to it, at whatever age, if you're a mother, that has to be somewhere in the back of your mind that what if something happens? Who would take this child and raise this child and love this child if I'm not able to do
But
so?
the likelihood of you living another 20 years at 20 is much better than you living another 20 years at 70.
Right, but at the
And
end of the
your
day,
presence
it's
being
about
there.
like, let's say it's like reaching a goal, like a purpose that you have for yourself. So it's almost like, well, like who are you to tell me that I can't reach this goal and this purpose that I want and this dream that I'm still chasing? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like who sets these limitations on people. So it's kind of, I understand it's timing and aging and dying. I get all that, but it has to do with that. It's like who tells you that and who tells you how you should feel, and when to stop feeling. And I think that's part of what this segment should sort of be about. Is like how do we tell people to sort of stop chasing it or sort of come to the realization that it's not going to come for them. I think we all gradually, the closer we age in terms of maybe bearing children is a little more difficult than even finding a husband, because I think finding a husband you could be 70 and get married.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is. It's like finding a medium or coming to some conclusion where like, okay, you didn't become you didn't get an Oscar, you didn't become the famous actress, but there's plenty of work that you did in local theaters. It's kind of chasing it in some sort of way. You know what I mean? Like, because what is the option of adoption? If you right now at this age would adopt, then you're gonna have that goal feasible quicker, than it being from your loins.
And people even say to us for being plus size, how dare you bring a child into the world when you're fat? You probably won't live that long because you're overweight. And God forbid you have health conditions.
Who said
On
that?
top of that, plenty of people, even
That's
doctors,
rude.
try to discourage plus size women because they feel like you're already morbidly obese. How dare you want to add a pregnancy on top of that? So-
Well, I wouldn't want to do it
No,
to
my
my body
doctor
anyway.
never
But
told me that.
doctors
I
have
wouldn't want to
said
do it to my
that
body though.
to
I wouldn't want to do that to my body. Like if I would get pregnant right now, I'm not saying that I wouldn't have it. I just wouldn't. I do everything in the book to make sure that doesn't happen. Because it'll be crazy. Like what if I have trouble going up these stairs. You know what I'm saying? Imagine with a 9-month belly, I would have to be in bed, like bed rest. Because I couldn't take it. There's a lot of damage to it.
I'm not gonna lie, like when I was thinking about being pregnant again, because okay, when I did get pregnant, I had actually lost about 40 pounds. And
She talks about pregnancy as just having more children. Like,
yeah.
people talking about pregnancy, but it's like having another child.
By whatever means, is what you're saying.
No. Because she keeps on calling them pregnancy, but you have children. You have 2 children, right? Or am I, no?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go
I've
ahead.
only had one. I've only been pregnant once. My
What's your
daughter's adopted.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's why I'm like,
Yeah.
you're confusing me. Okay.
No,
Now I
I've been
understand
pregnant
why
once.
I'm confused.
Yeah, I've only
Understood.
been pregnant once. So
Understood.
I did lose about 40 pounds, and then then I did get pregnant. So it was like, okay, there's room to grow here. But like now, I think I still have, like pregnancy. I'm not
You got
the,
baby fat?
yeah, I'm not the same exact size. I'm probably like 20 or 20 pounds lighter than when I was pregnant or whatever. But now I'm like, I gained all of
The baby weight?
dang, that's gonna be, I'm gonna be big. Oh no, I gotta go walking and running, and I put so much in my head. Like if I want to get pregnant
It's good to
again,
do a reset though. Like if you wanted to get pregnant again, I mean, and you're young, I would do that. I would really lose some weight to then gain the weight that you're gonna gain
for the
during that
pregnancy.
pregnancy.
Yeah, I would.
Because if you're back up where you're at, you've already been there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But to exasperate that with more.
Yeah,
You
that
know.
would be madness.
Because even the lady who played in Black Panther,
I was
The
just
older-
gonna talk about
the
that older
older
lady.
I don't know her name,
Me either.
but she's well into her 80s,
Mhm.
and this was her
First
first
role.
acting
Mhm.
role.
Right.
Morgan Freeman did not get his first role till he was 41.
Wait, so Morgan Freeman really has been old the whole time?
He's been old his whole career.
Yo,
Older.
Nah, man, because that's what we've been saying. I know, guys. Please don't. I know, guys, right? But for real, all of people
Your
Sometimes
my
it's
age
fine.
have definitely been like, Morgan Freeman been old since forever. Like, he just been old. He's not. How has he always been old?
Because he
didn't even start
didn't
until he
even
was
start.
40.
Exactly.
And he has like a billion movies.
So
But isn't Samuel L. Jackson also?
Samuel
Pretty-
Jackson started. He wasn't as old as
No, he was
Morgan
younger.
Freeman
He was younger.
Because I know he was
But
in
he
like
was
a lot
older.
of Spike Lee.
Spike
movies.
Lee is,
He
yeah.
wasn't young.
No,
per
he
se.
had to be mid
But,
30s or something.
I feel like even though in our community, like I'll tell anybody, don't come to me with your demo tape. Like I don't want to talk to no up and coming rapper and he's 45 years old. But again, that's me.
25-year-old
That's me
chocolate drop.
Man.
Judgmental.
being judgmental and pissing on a dream because it just sounds unreasonable. But at the end of the day, if that is in fact that person's dream, like you said, it may not happen on the Jay-Z level that they're looking for, but it doesn't mean that it can't happen for them. My cousin, Denzel, who's, he's young. Denzel Curry, he's traveling all over the world. He's on his 3rd album, and he sells out where he goes. He's in Copenhagen right now. He sells out his concerts.
Nice.
But when he was in Miami going to Dash for high school, they told him, quit, because you're never going to be anything. You might as well get a job at a gas station.
Wow, what type of school is
You
that?
know,
I mean,
and that was a school full of
That
they're
is
real
one of
artists.
them.
that was
Art.
for the
Why do
artists.
you do
But
that?
people will discourage you at every level. As I think Nikki has said it several times, that every level is a new devil. So every level of your life, there's going to be somebody telling you what you cannot do.
Right.
You have to have the fortitude to believe in what you can't see at the moment and just go for it. But the truth is, when they say nothing comes to a dreamer but a dream, to me, a dreamer can dream the most magnificent dream and then get up and live their most magnificent life if they believe. But if all you're going to do is keep dreaming about it and keep talking about it, but you're going to go to your same job and work at the office and type up memos and do nothing towards your dream, waiting for it to just happen,
Right.
it's not
Not
going
gonna
to
happen.
happen.
Right.
And if somebody doesn't make a way for you, you got to make a way for yourself.
I agree. All right, so when we come back, because we're going to take a quick break, I want to talk about when you still want your dream, but you have to live in your reality.
Okay.
Okay.
Wait, I have one more story real quick. Okay, real short. My stepfather who raised me when my sister was born, my little sister, who's 37, she's not little anymore. He created a song for her, and it was her name. I don't remember the name of the song. A bunch of little LPs, the little ones.
Mm-hmm.
They were all over the house. I don't think one copy maybe even exists anymore. But he had a lot of dreams. He wanted to be an actor. He did what do you call those short parts
Like extras.
Yeah, extras,
Okay.
exactly. He was like the face of like toothpaste or something like that. He was like in a big banner thing. So he did little things to chase his dream, but at the end of his life, he's 65, over 65. He was doing karaoke. He was a karaoke singer, and he would do like little weddings and doing whatever. So like he kept on chasing that dream. I guess he just loved people to love him and applaud him, basically. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was like karaoke. So he had his little karaoke machine, and it was Jack from the Bronx, and he had his little flyer, and he would do little things, little venues wherever they wanted him. So yeah, see, you're never too old, okay, to chase the dream. Okay.
So we'll be back.
Intuition.
I'm real, powerful, sexy, the boss, celebrated, and most importantly, I'm curvy.
Welcome back to the Curve Unplugged, and we are back on the couch, still talking about chasing these dreams and finding out when it's time to give up on these dreams and what dreams can you still chase through your many years on this earth. And when we left, I wanted everybody to think about being able to chase your dream but live in your reality. So how is that working out for you right now? I mean, I'll start it off simply because mine's gonna be short, because I just stopped chasing my dream to just be in this reality. My dad used to say something to me my whole like young adult life, like that's not realistic. I want to be an actress. That's not realistic. You need to be an accountant. I don't even like numbers. You know what I mean? So when the year that I got pregnant, I actually had planned on moving to Atlanta in the summer, for like going out there to live out there for like I had it all set up or whatever, but I got pregnant in February. So it was like, okay, everything stops because this baby gets born. This is my new journey. So I stopped. I could not continue to chase my dream while creating a stable reality.
Okay.
So how is it going for
I'll start. Well, I had to come to some harsh realities. Number one, I had to first realize that I really wanted to do this thing. Because, you just go through the motions. You get up, you go to work, you come home. And once I decided that my 9 to 5 is a means to an end. So my process now is, yes, I have to go to work because I need to pay for my dreams. So that's where I am now. Yes, I am working, but that is not my end-all be-all.
Okay.
My dreams are my end-all be-all because I can have far more, not only money, but self-satisfaction, gratification, and doing what God wants me to do.
Okay.
So my job is just to pay for all this.
Right.
It has nothing to do with, I'm not loyal, I'm just loyal to my check.
Okay.
As long as you pay me every 2 weeks, I'm good. Whatever you
I'm about
need
to
me
get
to
up
do,
and praise dance on that.
whatever you need me to do while I'm there, if I can improve some things, make some things better, get a blue star here, there, I'm good. But know that is just what it is, a check. So that is, yeah, I need some more. I need more of that so I can really fund this. But that is where it is for me. Even going as far as trying to find, okay, now we need some investors. Now we need some this. So we really, really can get moving. That is my motivation. Knowing that, okay, enough is enough. I've never been an employee. I know I was never supposed to be an employee. I can't tell you, from way back when, I knew that I was not supposed to be an employee.
I knew.
How old?
After I got out of college,
Okay.
I knew I wasn't. But because because of how we were brought up,
Yeah.
I came from a family where you find a job,
Mhm.
you stay there for 30 years, get your retirement, and you do your thing.
Right.
Like this we're doing now, like you gotta get paid to do that. Y'all still on the
Right.
internet?
Right.
Mhm.
No, we don't get paid yet.
Not yet.
But I promise you, the minute that I do, they go, well, what can I work for you?
Uh-huh.
What can you do? Can I do something?
Yeah.
Can you put me on
they-
payroll?
Exactly.
But
They'll get right up under your
and
dream.
they don't it's a fine because they don't understand what my dream is and what this means and really what my destiny is, and that's fine and nobody understands because I
The
understand.
process.
Right. And there is a process, and because you come from a place where you just need a job, there was no space for entrepreneurship
Right.
or you saying you want to be an actress. Like, no, go get you a job, 9 to 5. You bring home a check. If they give you a watch after you've been there for 5 years, get that watch, and after 10 years, you get that little pen, and you be happy.
Yeah.
But I'm just not. I know that right now my mindset is and I had to come to that conclusion. I was going from job to job, and I was like, I thought it was like, why I can't keep a job?
Because you're supposed to.
I'm not supposed to. But even in that, my mind wasn't right because I would get into jobs thinking, I'm going here. I want to change the world. I'm going to be the best damn employee. I'm going to do this, and I still want to be a good employee. But I know now that okay, this is your purpose here because you have something bigger planned.
Look at you.
So that's where I am.
I like that, Coach.
I agree with a lot of what Nikki just said. From my childhood, I know I wasn't supposed to be anybody's employee. Even when I played with my friends, or my little sister always loved to tell the story. I was always the teacher, never the student. That is who I am. And I feel disappointed a lot of days when I go to work, just simply because I know that God has something else for me to do, and I feel like I'm not doing it. So when I get complacent, He jugs me to remind me, yeah, you ain't supposed to be happy right there. So remember, you only there for a minute. Don't get crazy, And I need that. I'm so sorry. I need that constant reminder because I do get caught up. Like I love the company I work for. I really do. I love what they do. I love what they stand for. I love the opportunities that they afford me, and I love my check. Truth be told, but at the end of the day, this is what feeds my spirit.
Yeah.
And truth be told, if I could get paid, the moment I can get paid and my spirit is being fed, then that's where I want to be. And so that's what it is. My harsh realities have been like, you want to do all these things. Now take a step back and look at all the things that you've let go amok. Like pull your credit report. And I'm like, so it's supposed to be 3 digits or 2 digits? Like what's your
Wait.
It's supposed to have how many numbers? Okay, Jesus. I let a lot of things, from having a credit score that was in the upper 700s, I let a lot of things go to shit for a lot of personal reasons, but nonetheless, I let a lot of things get out of hand that need to be brought in and tied up so that I can. Because you can have the best voice, you can be the best actress, you can have all this talent and this ability and this know-how, and something as little as you can't sign your name on a dotted line and get a loan can stop you from being able to live in that reality. And that sends you right back to them people's job, clocking in, sitting at that little desk, and making someone else's dream come true.
And then it kind of deters you because now you're like, you want to do this, but I need this money.
Yes.
So now you're working overtime and you're doing this and you're getting so caught up in this job.
Yes.
Now you forget because now when you get home you're too tired. You don't work the 12-hour shift. You don't work the double because you got to pay the rent and this, that, and the other.
Work your day off.
Yeah.
All
So
that stuff has happened.
You get caught up and you lose track.
Yeah.
Months pass, years pass, and you're like, dang. Then it finally hits you. I could have done this, that, and the other, and still did work my dream.
And money will blind you. I will tell you the truth. God has your undivided attention when you broke.
Very true.
I want everybody listening to think about this.
Yeah.
For those of us who get an income tax check, we're going to use
That's
that
how we break.
as a
That's
realistic example. Right before you get your income tax check, you write a list. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pay this off, and I'm going to pay that, and I'm going to put $50 on this, and I'm gonna go ahead and get my baby 4 pairs of shoes, and I'm gonna do all these things. Because right now the money is still proverbially, it's like it's up here somewhere. It ain't in your bank account. It's in the cloud. You clear, you gonna go pay your tithes, and you have been promising your mama, you know, all this other stuff. Everything is very clear at that moment when you don't have it. Then the money hits your account, and you forget every goddamn thing on that list. Cause now you Googling shit online, you buying hair, you going shopping.
Oh, you know for sure I'm getting some fresh air.
You just say, you know, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna still have it.
You call your homegirl, bitch, we going out tonight.
Girl, 20 days later, you're like,
what the hell is this?
Wait, girl. 20 days. It's not even a month.
No matter how much money your income tax check was. And I
20
mean,
days later.
even if your income tax check was $7 grand, it's easy for that money to just be poof, gone.
Man, when I tell you, listen to me when I tell you. One time when we had a couple of, we was thousandaires at a minute. Okay?
Right.
Huh?
And we
Thousandaires.
Thousandaires.
A couple $1,000 in the bank.
$1,000. It was nice, okay? When I tell you, we could leave the house and be like, oh, we just going to get this, and end up spending like a couple thousand and coming back like, how we just did that? How we
And
just
laugh
did
it
that?
off.
And yeah, and you just laugh it off because it's still
Because
something
there's
else.
still Exactly. So I will say that the most clarity you're going to have in your journey is when you don't have it. Is when you're in that space where all your ducks are not really quote unquote in a row. You're gonna have great clarity right there. The challenge is, and I think what God is always waiting on for all of us, He's waiting on you to have that clarity, so when it does happen, you are clear as to what your responsibility is at that moment. Because I know that there were times in my life where money was not the issue, and I still did not make the right decisions with the money that I had. This brand could have looked totally different a few years ago because there was some money that was just readily at hand's reach. Like it was just a matter of a swipe, a matter of a stick the chip in. And at that point, I was more obsessed with what kind of hair? That's 6'8"? Oh yeah, bitch, give me 4 bundles of that. You know, so I got 25 bras, but they got another sale, and I could get like 14 more bras. Come on. These boobs just keep growing, and them bras just get too little. Like, it truly just kept happening. So at the end of the day, if you want your discipline, your ability to be disciplined and obedient in the moment is what's going to make or break. Taraji said she moved with $700 and turned that into a life, a whole new life for her and her child. And I can't say that I know how she did it, because I don't know how you take $700 and make it anything. I get paid on Friday, and by Sunday afternoon, I'm like, Lord Jesus, how we gonna make it 2 more weeks?
She had to stay in somebody's house.
No,
She had to stay in somebody's house.
she
There's no way.
was truly going through it.
Yeah.
Lisa Nichols said her baby was in a dirty diaper, and she had no more money to buy another diaper to put on her son's butt. And that reality changed her into a more disciplined and obedient person to really take herself seriously. Do we take ourselves seriously enough at whatever age, and whatever financial bracket you're in, and whatever home situation you may have? Are you taking yourself and your dreams seriously enough that you just don't want to be the CEO on paper, but you want to be the CEO of your life for real, because that requires discipline.
And I think that's really what God is waiting on. You know, like she said, you might have opportunities and you might have the wherewithal to do it, but He knows if you're really ready.
Yeah.
You know, you can have everything will be here, but if your mental and your heart isn't in it, no matter what you have physically, it's still going to crumble, because He knows He can't entrust you with that yet.
Yeah.
Right, because He does this whole test and trials. If I can't trust you with this, how can I give you more?
Yes.
And to me, that's happened in your you know, these realities that we're living.
Absolutely.
You know, because even for me, like with the job that I'm at right now, I originally applied to this place in like 2010, I think. And I did like 2 or 3 interviews, and everybody was like they loving the kid or whatever. Didn't get the job. 2016, I applied again. Did 2 or 3 interviews. I felt like I'm just gonna go for it, but I really wasn't like, you know, because I was like, actually no, in 2000, yeah, okay, yeah, I said it right. Yeah, I did an interview, and I was like not really going for it because I'm like I already interviewed with you guys before. Then I got the job, and I'm like, oh, then I realized how much they was paying, and I was like, at the age I was, God could not trust me with said money, because I definitely would have went to somebody's lot and got I want that, soup it up, put something. I want the backup camera, the front camera, change the
Side
seats.
cameras.
I would have definitely been
Paint me on the side of the car.
Man,
How much the car note? I'm alright.
I'm alright.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the bigger the stage is, and when I say stage, I'm not talking about a physical stage, but the bigger the stage you want to be, you're asking God to place you on, the bigger the responsibility is. So if I'm saying, give me access to all these people to hear the Curve-Unplugged, to hear us speak, to understand that we want to help them live their, most fruitful lives, then He can't entrust that to just anybody.
That's true.
I used to get mad. I'm looking at people on Instagram and I'm like, why the hell you got 10 million followers? Like, what you do? Well, look at this YouTube channel. This is garbage. Like, what is this person talking about? But you know what? Everybody pray for something different, and two different situations. What we're praying towards and what we're working towards is really moving people in a positive direction to give them access to the life that they truly deserve and want. And God just can't be handing that out to everybody. Here, one for you, one for you, one for you, one for you. In order to get what you're asking for, the discipline must be there. At whatever age. I know someone that came into was a couple $100,000 and in less than a year became a $32 app.
Wait.
Because it don't matter how old you are. It does not matter. It matters if you can be entrusted.
Right, ready
and ready to move in the direction
because
that
you
you're
move up. Because then it's like, then you realize, damn, I lost that opportunity. It's like, I gave it to you.
I gave it to you. And somebody else was praying for that same thing.
Right.
But wait.
I gave it to you, and you lost.
Wait. Y'all going into this whole other realm.
You love that realm.
Yes, y'all going into this whole other realm that deserves its own platform.
Okay.
That deserves its own platform.
Okay.
Like, what do you do when God puts you in your position to achieve? Like, what do you do then? How do you go ahead and be disciplined, obedient?
Well, I think-
Wait, we ain't going there.
Okay.
We ain't going there. No, we ain't going there right now.
Oh.
That's a whole nother show because the people got to come back. So let me tell you what to do. Subscribe, hit the bell, because we're going to come back with that show, and that's going to elevate you to your next level, because He just put that in your brain, and now it's going to manifest on the table.
Into another show.
Okay.
So you've been rocking with the Curve-Unplugged.
Bye.
Have a nice day.
Good night.
Good night.